Hello YouTubers, this is the culmination of a year's worth of work for me by the University of Alabama. For us, 3D printing is free for all students, so I decided to try and engineer my own quad body, figure out how the design process goes, figure out prototypes, fix it up, and get it to a working quad. So for this, I built up on SolidWorks, the 2014-2015 edition from Dassault Systems, and 3D printed all of these materials from the Dimension printer. That prints in ABS plastic or PLA plastic, both of which are really good for these applications, but ABS would be the better since it's in compression and tension and compression, it is better. So for all of this, I've got the Hobby King KK2 board. Pretty good, haven't had many issues with that yet. And mated to that is an orange 2.4 gigahertz receiver. It's for my Spectrum transmitter. And mated to all of that is your pretty standard Hobby King 20 amp ESCs, and from those they run a multi-star 980 kilovolt motors to 8 by 4 inch props. Carbon fiber, they've seemed pretty good, but the main issue I've had with this quad is that the moment you start to get up to 100% power, 75% power, as you can see, the lateral stiffness is not high enough. So this creates something called flutter, which is absolutely terrible for anything aerodynamic. It just completely shakes your quad to pieces, vibrates, not good for anything with sensitive electronics on the inside that rely upon gyroscopes. So through this, I had 2 prototype designs that I went through, both of which were absolutely terrible. And with the flutter design, the quad did fall out of the sky, maybe once or twice. And I discovered that also ABS plastic, albeit really good for 3D printing, the moment you apply any torque to it, it absolutely breaks smash. So that's just terrible for any type of durability and consistent flight, crashes, or say a hard landing. So I went through many quad arms fixing that issue and finding out that the hard way. Now through all of this, since I am operating off a very tight university college budget, rather than redesigning my entire quad, I decided to go through and purchase a newer, I believe that's how you pronounce it, quad off of Amazon. This is $20.50. It arrived pretty good, and the package is in pretty good condition other than this dent right here, but hey, it's coming through the post. And here we go, opening it up. Alright, everything seems pretty well laid out, although the first thing I do notice is that there are no instructions. That's going to be an issue, although I'm pretty sure I can look it up online. No issue to find instructions or manuals online on how to build quadcopters or how to build a certain type, a certain frame. So that shouldn't be an issue, but it is lacking, and for this amount I should absolutely have wonderful instructions. Now, for this, here are the arms. They seem cosmetically damaged. This is right out of the package. It's alright, it should be better, it should be nice and clean, but hey, I'm alright with some scratches and dings because that means I don't have to put them in later. So, all this, I should have the 4 motor mounts, and that I do. Now, these definitely contain mounts for your standard 19 by 16 motors, and those dimensions are in millimeters. So from that, you should be able to mount any type of motor. I don't know about the other standard one, but or the dimensions in those. So you probably should be able to get a mount for those. And well, looking at the base, everything's quite dusty. Probably been sitting in storage for a while. Base seems pretty stiff, much better. It's made of glass fiber, according to the description. And the 8 landing mounts, they seem pretty stiff. Not too bad, I don't know if you can see that. They do flex a little, which is going to be good for those hard landings that will come. There is no if, it's just when. So here we are, your main body quad, the X525 by New Year. And you can see I'll put it in the link in the description below from Amazon. I'll post that. And more of this, just nothing but arms left. and I have seen issues about this bag exploding in people's boxes, or just a general lack of a bag, hence nuts everywhere. I'm glad to see that all this is in one place, one piece, and it looks like all the nuts and bolts are contained in here, but I will have no idea where they go because no instructions. And the entire box just gone. Alright, poof. So hopefully this will end up as a better, ideally, as a better thing, English. So this should end up better than my wonderful tragedy over there that happens to crash. So ends up stiff. I will put a build video up on later and subsequent flight test tuning and see how it overall generally flies. So you should be able to see that in a link below. I'll add that later. So otherwise, thanks for watching and hopefully happy flying.